Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a plunge into something many Houstonians know well, pool maintenance.
hmm And we're doing this by looking at the website of a local company, Sundance Pool Services.
Right. We've gathered their info, and our mission really is to kind of pull out the key stuff about professional pool care. How do you keep that pool looking great without all the hassle?
Exactly. We want to understand what reliable, effective pool maintenance actually involves, drawing on what these guys say they do.
Okay, so let's start with the big picture. Sundance Pool Services, they don't just want to be like the pool cleaners.
No, they position themselves as a trusted partner. That phrase stood out.
Yeah, for a sparkling, clean pool. They seem to be really hanging their hat on being reliable, professional.
Affordable, too, they mentioned that. And quick response times, which is pretty important if something goes wrong.
For sure. And their service area, it's interesting. They list places like Kemah, Nassau Bay, Clear Lake.
Yeah, the sort of expected nearby communities. But then they also list River Oaks, Spring Valley, Cinco Ranch.
Which are quite a bit further out. It suggests they've really got their logistics figured out.
Right. They must have a system to cover that kind of ground efficiently.
And, there was this line on their site that it really caught my eye. Tired of unreliable service companies, we are too.
Huh. Yeah. That's pretty direct.
It is. It's like they're saying, we know this is a problem and we're the solution. Addresses a common frustration right off the bat.
Definitely. Makes you think about what makes a service unreliable, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Missed visits, poor cleaning, lack of communication.
Exactly. And by saying that, Sundance is promising, well, implicitly promising, not to be that company.
So what do they actually offer? What's in the package?
Okay, so first up is water testing and chemical balancing. We all know you need chlorine, right? But this sounds more involved.
Oh, absolutely. Especially here in Houston.
Yeah.
With the heat, the humidity, our water chemistry, it can be tricky.
Trickier than just tossing in a puck from the store.
Yeah, professional testing can really dial in the specific levels needed, prevent things like, irritation or cloudy water, and it protects the pool surface and equipment long term.
Right, makes sense. Then obviously weekly pool cleaning. That's kind of the baseline, isn't it?
It is. But weekly cleaning probably means more than just skimming leaves off the top.
Like what?
Well, probably brushing the walls, checking the water level, those little things that add up.
Gotcha. And they specifically call out pool floor vacuuming. That seems key for the stuff that settles.
Oh, definitely. You need to get that settled dirt and debris out. Otherwise, the water gets cloudy, and it's like food for algae.
Ugh, algae. We'll get to that. Okay, next. Filter cleaning and replacement. This feels like one of those background things you ignore until it breaks.
It often is, but it's crucial. The filter is like the hardest working part of the system. It cleans the water.
So if it's clogged,
Then it's not cleaning efficiently. Water clarity suffers, the pump works harder. Regular cleaning and replacing it when needed keeps everything running smoothly. Depends on the filter, type 2, sand, cartridge, DE.
right, okay. Tile cleaning. Maybe not essential for safety, but nobody wants that grubby water line, do they?
Exactly. It's aesthetics, yeah, but also preventing buildup that gets really tough to remove later. Some algae even likes the tile line.
Huh, didn't know that. And skimmer cleaning. Seems simple, but important.
Vital, actually. The skimmer catches the big stuff before it gets to the pump. If it's blocked, water flow drops and the whole system strains.
Okay. They also list circulation system checks and water filter inspections. Sounds more proactive.
It does. Checking the circulation system ensures chemicals get distributed evenly, and inspecting the filter means catching problems early before they become big, expensive ones. It's preventative.
Good point. Saving you bigger headaches, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And then algae removal. The dreaded green stuff. Or sometimes black or mustard yellow.
Right. It's not always a simple fix. Different types need different approaches. So when they say expertly tackle algae, it suggests they know how to diagnose and treat it properly.
Not just scrubbing the surface.
Exactly. Getting rid of it and helping prevent it coming back.
So putting it all together, their list of services, like they say, seems designed to tackle debris, dirt, and everything else that can cloud your pool's clarity.
Yeah, it looks pretty comprehensive. Covers the bases for keeping a pool healthy and, nice to swim in.
And they specifically mention tackling those big problem areas. Algae, cloudy water, scaling, clogged filters, chemical imbalances. These are the things that give pool owners nightmares, right?
They really are. Scaling, for instance, that mineral buildup, that can be a real issue with our hard water here and can damage equipment. Addressing that proactively shows a deeper level of know-how.
And they do it year-round. Which is interesting. Why keep maintaining a pool in, say, January?
Well, the water doesn't just stop existing. Chemistry still needs managing to stop corrosion or algae taking hold over winter. Plus, some basic cleaning prevents a massive cleanup job come spring.
Ah, okay. Less of a shock when you open it back up.
Pretty much.
Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about the people side. They introduced the owner, Jacob Whitlock.
Yeah, putting a name and face out there, it usually helps build a bit of trust, suggests accountability.
Definitely. And they have customer testimonials, which I always find useful. Like Mark M., he talks about the regular service, but also this bead blasting system they used for efflorescence on a stone.
Efflorescence.
Yeah.
That's the white, powdery
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, exactly. That chalky deposit. The fact they have a specific fix like bead blasting, that's beyond just skimming and chemicals, isn't it?
It really is. Shows they handle more specialized, maybe aesthetic issues too.
Then Linda R. praises Jacob, the owner, for being easy to reach, knowledgeable, and communicating well.
Those are huge. Accessibility and clear communication. That cuts down on so much potential frustration for the homeowner.
Totally. Blake S. said the team was super professional mannered and, crucially, willing to explain things.
Oh, that's great. You want someone who doesn't just do the work, but can tell you why they're doing it right. Helps you understand your own pool better.
For sure. And James E. noted they were on task, had great follow-up, and, well, did what they said they'd do.
Reliability again. And follow-up is key. Shows they care about the job after they leave your property.
And finally, Brian B., who's been with them 3 years, says they're like the Postal Service. They come rain or shine,
Wow, that's quite the comparison.
isn't it? And his pool's always sparkling. That speaks volumes about consistency.
It really does. Long-term satisfaction, dependability.
Mm.
Seems like that's what their customers are highlighting.
So for anyone listening in the Houston area who's maybe thinking about this, how do they reach Sundance?
Well, the number listed is 832.245.3644.
And it looks like you can call for scheduling, quotes, or even just a consultation to chat about your pool's needs.
Offering that consultation is a good sign. Shows they're willing to talk specifics before you commit.
Yeah, and they have these little taglines. Dive in. The water is great and clean.
Nice.
And never worry about the condition of your pool again. That kind of sums up the goal, doesn't it? Peace of mind.
It absolutely does. That's the ultimate promise, isn't it? Enjoy your pool. Leave the worry to us.
So wrapping up our deep dive on Sundance Pool Services, the picture we get is of a company aiming for, well, comprehensive and reliable pool care.
Yeah, from the basic weekly stuff right through to tackling trickier problems like algae or those chemical imbalances.
And those customer comments, they really seem to back up the claims about reliability, professionalism, just doing a good job consistently.
It underlines that value of having experts handle it. Consistent, knowledgeable maintenance seems to be the path to a genuinely hassle-free pool.
It really does. You're not just paying someone to clean, you're kind of buying back your time and getting rid of that background worry.
Exactly. More swimming, less stressing.
Thinking about this, pool care seems straightforward on the surface, but clearly there's a lot of expertise that makes a difference. It makes you wonder, what other parts of maintaining our homes, things we might try to DIY, could actually give us way more peace of mind and maybe even better results if we just, called in the pros?
That's a really interesting thought to leave people with. What else are we managing ourselves that could benefit from that expert touch?